Hello, Taurus, and welcome to Sincere Tarot, where you get the raw, honest truth. This is your mid-May tarot forecast, and your theme for mid-May is the Knight of Wands. This person is ambitious, they're full of action, they're a big risk taker. The planning phase is over, now is to move forward, and at this point, thinking about things might actually hold you back. This is a very creative energy, action-oriented, and also can be very sexual energy. So you might kind of feel a sexual drive, if you know what I mean, potentially. Now, I've got 3 different decks, and I've shuffled them all off camera, but I'm just showing you that I am cutting the decks. And I'm first gonna start by trying this new spread. Please tell me what you think. It's called the Kachina Knife. I decided just to see what it's like to focus on, one particular person or situation that you need to know for mid-month. I could potentially use this spread just for, the mid-month readings, or maybe the monthly and mid-monthly readings, but please let me know in the comments what you think. Yeah, interesting. Okay. All right. I feel like there's someone or a situation that you're not really connected with anymore. I feel like whoever this person is, this is what's coming up for the past, is the Death card. Rarely means an actual death at all. But this could also be a Scorpio influence, but I feel like for most of you, it's actually going to be with a person. This could be a group or an organization or a group of people, potentially, okay? But I feel like there was someone that, there's been a long time coming change to the way that a relationship is for most of you with a particular person. It's over. It will never go back to being the same. I mean, even if you're still in contact, and it looks like you might be a little bit, or they're still somehow in your life because they're showing up in the reading, it's just over with the way that it was, okay? It will never go back to being the same that it was before. All right, so you are coming up as the Star. So I really feel like, I do see some difficult cards kind of like surrounding this, but I feel like right now, you are, and this could be an Aquarius influence, by the way, but I really feel like you've put yourself out there, maybe with some sort of like a project or just something that you've taken a risk with. And it could be with this relationship, maybe being on your own, for example, or just doing things your way, or putting yourself hope. But this is a very vulnerable card. You're putting yourself out there, and maybe you even kind of announced, or you're just displaying that you are potentially not connected with this person. This could have been romantic. To be honest, if it was, then I don't see any cup cards. So if this was a previously romantic relationship, I don't think that there has been a lot of love for a while, really. That loving feeling connecting you to. But this also could be someone that you worked with, or a family member, or a friend, or it could be, like I said, a group of people. But you're really loving being on your own, standing on your own 2 feet, actually figuring out what you like, what inspires you, what gives you hope. And yeah, you're just kind of into finding out what makes you feel alive and gets you excited about life. And whatever happened, with this person, I feel like that you might even, the way that the relationship has changed, might actually help, you might actually be creatively expressing that, and that kind of might help you in a sense. Now, this other person is coming up as the Ace of Swords, so I feel like they're really defensive. And maybe they're kind of sticking up for themselves, or maybe they're speaking their truth, potentially for the first time, and being really direct. And it could be good or not good. I'll pull clarifying cards shortly just to see. But this could also have been, if it's not a person, it could be a message about something in particular. So the message could be written or spoken, or just, yeah. So, and that might have changed things in a sense, but I feel like whoever this person or whatever this potential message is about, there's been a lot of disappointment, because what's between you and this person is the Nine of Swords. And so, this is kind of it's kind of like, you know, whatever it was, this could be, the swords could be a belief system, something that you've worked on for a long time, something that you fought for. This could also be something to do with, you know, if you work in defense or military or something like that. But it could be like oral, written, lots of different things. There's been a lot of disappointment, and it might be kind of thinking, you know, why was I working so hard in this particular direction? You haven't gotten the results that you wanted. And I feel like maybe sticking with this might be taking a step back for you, or it's just not going the way that you wanted for both of you, right? It's just, you've invested a lot into this mentally, and I think that both of you are feeling pretty disappointed. You seem to be doing better than the other person, because this other person seems to be just a bit on edge, kind of defensive, like defending their perspective, their way of seeing things. They might actually be still defending the whole, thinking that maybe things should have been, your relationship should still be going on the way that it used to, even though with that death card in the background, it's just not going to happen. The outcome is the Page of Pentacles. So I feel like you're going to be starting somewhat of a new journey, and maybe you're deciding that you also want to change, get some skills, upgrading, training. This is the future outcome. You might want to re-educate yourself, or just something that you're learning about and you're a novice, but you have the potential to, you know, do what you want with this and to learn a lot, but you're just at the start. Now, your outcome is clarified by the Chariot. So you've got very strong cards, okay? I feel like you've gone through a lot more changes than this other person, because you're the one with all of the higher arcana cards. And I feel like they don't have any higher arcana cards. So it's changed them, but not nearly to the degree that you've changed. I feel like you're becoming a lot more in the future as well. Like, even though right now you might be a little bit vulnerable, a little bit exposed, putting yourself out there, I think that your ego is going to kind of come into play in a positive way to kind of push forward, to do what you want to do. I think that you're going to get a new, or either you're going to get like a new goal that you're going to be moving forward with, or maybe this was something that you'd wanted to do for a while, but you're finally moving forward with it, okay? And remember, this is being clarified by the Knight of Wands. This is action oriented. This is go, 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 go for what you want. Don't think, just do, move it, move it, move it. And so I really do see that you're going to be going, you're taking a risk. You've changed the direction of a particular relationship. You're taking a risk and you're going to move full force. And I feel like you would rather than continuing to go up this particular ladder that you had been for a while, you've decided, you know what, I'm going to just completely get off this ladder and find a ladder that I really like. And you're actually, I feel like you're going to, success will come a lot faster on this new ladder, this new path. Now, this is interesting. I feel this other person, their outcome is clarified by the Queen of Wands. So to be honest, I feel like they're going to be able to become a lot more connected with their intuition, their integrity, their truth, as an outcome as well. So I feel like you two kind of maybe focusing more on your own life, even though I feel like you needed to do this more. The effect on them is actually going to be overall positive for them, because I think they're just going to start doing their own thing, you know, and they're going to be doing things that make them feel that it's more true to themselves. Maybe they were previously, I mean, both of you to a certain degree, but them more so, kind of mentally stuck in the situation, in the relationship. But now they're going to be more making decisions spiritually, what's true to themselves and what's spiritually correct for themselves. Let's get some clarifying cards for this. So again, I shuffled these off camera, but showing you I'm cutting them. Oh, wow. Okay, so this is great. So I feel like now that, remember, we had in the past the death card, which is the ending, the inevitable ending. And that's clarified by the Knight of Cups. So I feel like that for a lot of you that that what came to an end was something that you were wanting to move forward with emotionally previously. And so this could have been some sort of a relationship. It may have been romantic, it may not have been, but also, I mean, this could have been for example, a business partnership where both of you are really emotionally invested in the business, okay? But there's definitely an emotional connection to what once was, but I don't see that big of an emotional connection at the present. It was more like maybe thinking in your head, like a mental decision, not a emotional decision to kind of stay in the situation as long as you did. Now, you are coming up as the Star, and that is clarified by the Six of Swords, Science. So I feel like you've been able to have a lot of mental clarity and see things a lot more clearly and just settle your head, calm your head. And yeah, you're just able to see things more clearly, logically, rationally, which is really great. Which suggests that maybe you had some mental stress about this relationship in the past. Okay, this is cool. Oh my gosh. Okay, so the other person that's represented by the Ace of Swords is being clarified by the Wheel of Fortune. So I actually kind of think that maybe the whole disappointment in this relationship actually might have been from almost like an accident of like a spoken word that just came unexpectedly, or a spoken text or a social media post or something by this person that maybe they didn't mean to say or mean to express, and it might have been something that they were defensive about, or just, okay, maybe not so much that, but it also could have been something that they said unexpectedly. It just came out, and that might have been what had led to the disappointment. And so I feel like this was all shaken up. I definitely think that they did not expect this, or maybe the way that they reacted to the disappointment in the connection, maybe they didn't expect it either. And so it kind of got them up on arms. Now, this is great. So the outcome with the Page of Pentacles is clarified by the Nine of Cups, happiness. So whatever this new direction is that you're moving in is going to, it might have been like, it's a wish come true in a sense. You're going to find it very emotionally fulfilling, and it's going to bring you a lot of joy. And I also feel like with this other person, I mean, ultimately it's going to be good for them too. I think that whatever this is, maybe you wished for it, but you didn't realize, at least a while ago, that this connection might have stopped you from getting what you want. And same with this other person. But the outcome is that your wish comes true with what you want. So that's pretty good. Can't complain with that. So yeah, just keep moving forward. Stay true to yourself. Action, action, action. Yeah, moving forward with this. All right, pick a number, 1, 2, or 3. Oh, I forgot to do some advice cards. Okay, so I'll just shuffle this a little bit more. All right, advice cards. All right. Wow, cool. Okay, I will show these to you one at a time. So advice cards to get the best possible situation for what's happening with this person. Now, your first advice card is the Five of Cups. So the Five of Cups, to me in this deck, is kind of like seeing the emotional pattern, the ups and downs. Was your connection with this person a bit of an emotional roller coaster? And so what the Five of Cups is telling you is to look at the pattern, especially with the way that you feel. Like, did this person suddenly make you feel good and then not good? I'm not saying it's all them, like it takes two to tango, but just to look at the pattern about your time with this person and to see, yeah, any connections with anytime you had an argument or got back together or whatever. And then also maybe even compare that to previous relationships that you had that might have been similar, even just a little bit. And then you can even connect it all the way back to your childhood, okay? Because often the way that we, interact with people close to us as adults, in a lot of ways mimics our relationship with our parents or our primary caregivers when we were children. So look at the pattern. This is so cool. Another advice card is the 10 of Cups. So you will get the be all, end all. The happiness is the end game. Community, connection, love, giving love, receiving love. You're going to get all of that. So that's great. Just keep your eye on the prize and don't be afraid to go for the path of your greatest joy. And third advice card, we have got the King of Wands. And remember, your theme was the Knight of Wands. So the King of Wands is saying, you will eventually master this. You will become a master of this creative project, this energy, could be sexual creative energy. You will become a master, so just keep your eye on the end game. But right now, it's about getting there. And I'm assuming this is somewhat related to the Death card, which was the end, okay, in the past. And so there might be, I think the Tower is coming up because there might be certain aspects of this relationship that you haven't let go of, and you need to let go of it. You need to let the pieces that have fallen just walk away. You gotta let this go because you've got a lot of good things coming your way. And yeah, that's great. And I think that the quicker you let it go, the faster you will get to happiness. This just fell out. Go for it. We've got the Fool. Go for it, go for it, go for it. You need to leave all that baggage behind, okay? Look at the world anew like a child. You are allowed to trust again. All right, so pick a number, 1, 2, or 3. You're going to pick your destiny cards. Please let me know how this reading has resonated with you so far. Do you like this new spread where I'm focused more on one particular person or situation? And do you want me to continue to do it for the mid-month? Maybe try it out for the monthly readings. Let me know. But yeah, do comment below if this reading has resonated with you so far. I love reading your comments, the nice ones. All right, so 1, 2, or 3, use your intuition to pick the number that most greatly resonates with you. The first one to come to your head. All right. If you picked 1, let's see what we've got. Cool. All right. So I feel like, okay, first off, we've got the 9 of Pentacles on the surface, Prince of Discs beneath the surface, and your advice is the World. So I feel like this may most likely be related to work or, but it could be something to do with, if it does have something to do with the relationship, then it could be the security aspect, home, the practical things, living together, stuff like that. So if you picked 1 with the 9 of Pentacles, I feel like you've been working really, really hard on something and you may have gotten support or it's because you're such a hard worker that you've seen so much success when it comes to work, finances, where you live, physical body as well. And you have been very practical. So you're like a workhorse. And your advice is the World. So this could mean a few things. The World can be like the completion, the end game, everything's come full circle. So you need to decide how this advice is true for you. So it could mean, that this phase is coming to an end and it's ready to level up, go to the next level, for example, but take time to celebrate. There also might be like a new piece of information that allows you to see the full picture. Also, the World could maybe be saying to take, whatever your work is, you might want to expand it globally, internationally. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. If you pick 2, wow, So if you pick 2, on the surface we've got the 9 of Cups. The 9 of Cups also clarified the outcome in the main spread. And then we also have the 4 of Cups, luxury, beneath the surface. And then your advice is the Princess of Swords. So I feel like you will be approached about something that you have made a wish for, or you are going to be moving forward with a particular wish or desire that you have. And but the thing is, beneath the surface we've got the 4 of Cups, luxury. So just please be wary about like, why are you doing this for the right reasons? Because sometimes people will be like, oh, I want to do this and have this because that will make me feel emotionally fulfilled. But it might be like a little bit more superficial. I mean, I'm not saying this is it, but an example is, you know, a lot of people might want to be Instagram famous or something like that. Or they think that if they were Instagram famous, that they would be happy. But that's actually a bit like superficial and it's not deeply fulfilling, right? So there might ultimately be disappointment because there's that lack of awareness that actually that isn't happiness. That isn't the be all end all. Make sure that your desires and what you're moving forward for emotional fulfillment, what your wish is actually emotionally fulfilling in the long term. And your advice is the Princess of Swords. So the Princess of Swords approaches things she has a flexible mind, okay? That's why her sword is a bit bent. She's flexible with her way of thinking, and she's very curious and creative in a sense. But as an advice card, the Princess of Swords is saying to go around, ask questions, have an open mind, and listen to anyone, listen to everything, and just have more of an attitude of when you get a piece of information, when you ask questions, people answer you, and you learn new things, just have an open perspective and just say, possibly, that's interesting. Like, never thought of it that way. I'm not saying to fully believe or disbelieve anything. Just have an open mind. And that's what the Princess of Swords is telling you to do. If you pick 3, holy moly. Wow. What was it that you got away from? Okay, look at this. Look, on the surface, we've got the 6 of Swords. Beneath the surface, the Devil. No sugarcoating that one, sorry. Advice card is the 6 of Cups. Okay, so if you picked 3, I feel like you are escaping a really negative situation. And I'm not saying that if this was a person or a situation that they're like this horrible person, but the way that they made you feel was really negative. So you are escaping that situation, or you've decided to leave that situation and you already have more clarity of mind. You're like in the final steps of actually like removing yourself from that. And yeah, I think you just have a really, really negative feeling about all of that, because it is something negative that you're walking away from, like really fear-based. And I mean, this person, if this person or situation, like it could be a boss, it could have been a lover, anything like that, could have been very narcissistic and power tripping and maybe like wanting to be successful but not for the right reasons, because they just crave power, they need power. So I'm glad you're going away from that. And the 6 of Cups is a nostalgia card. So as an advice card, I would definitely say that be wary of looking back in the situation with rose-colored glasses. You need to look at things realistically. But definitely take some time to reflect, and not even because a lot of the time when people get out of a negative situation, they just want to move on and forget all about it. But the 6 of Cups is saying, no, you need to really think about, not just what's recently happened, but earlier in the relationship, the start of the relationship, previous relationships, all the way back to your childhood. Like, you really, really, really need to deeply emotionally reflect on this, okay? It's great that you've walked away, but this is a big deal, so you can't just brush it under the rug. Because just for myself, I know that things that I've tried to brush under the rug, they always come back to bite me in full force in the future. So yeah, you never truly brush anything under the rug because it will come out. So, all right. So if you'd like a private reading, send me an email or check out my website. That's in the description below. And make sure you're subscribed because I do monthly and mid-monthly readings. And if you're still here, you get a secret bonus card. All right, one secret bonus card. Okay, once more. Oh, guess what? You get two. Okay, so the Six of Wands is saying to go for what you want, any opportunities. Like ultimately you've won, so just go for what you want. You're backed by spirit. And then the Knight of Swords is saying, you know, to pick something and just to obsessively focus on it. So that might be healing, just to find something that that is very mentally stimulating and just blinders on, full force focus on that in a sense, or with this new perspective. Okay, have a great month. Bye.